4 minutes. 4.
Oh, no, I'm gonna go to the car. I don't want my phone sitting
4
in the
minutes.
seat. By the time we get done, I ain't gonna have that window.
What does it look like right from here? Can you see? I got his head. And
Turn around crazy like you.
No wonder it's getting bad in my head.
Yeah.
I want to get grocery. So if I move this here a little, what does that do? Hi, I'm Jazz. Nice to meet you. Hey, Marcus, how you doing? I almost might have to put it up here.
Oh, what's up, what?
Come over here and see what you see.
What's up, buddy?
What up?
What's up, brother? Yeah, you get one of them too.
Yeah. Pop. Good. Alright, now look and see what you see.
Did we start already? I'm late.
We did start. We good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we good.
That's good? Okay. I know what you're saying. One day I'm gonna have to sit down and really like structure how I want. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, press the play button. Hit the cord button. The red button right there. There's no code, so all you gotta do is swipe it if it goes off. I don't have a code. Right here. You got it?
I have to go out on.
Her songs are
loud.
Say again? Her songs are already programmed.
Yeah, I see. You just gotta let me know when to play.
So you going to play?
Yeah, just let me know when you want to play.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit, and then we'll go into the first song that you see up there.
Gotcha.
Tell me what that is, so I can tell her to explain.
It's gonna be circles. That's the first one you got.
So you got circles, right?
Yeah.
Right, so you can explain that.
Can I change the order?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather do
Love You first.
Huh? Love you. Yeah, love you and to roll with you. Into circles.
Can we go ahead and push for me?
Yeah, you can record it now.
Love You, then roll with you.
Yeah. Into circles.
Come on, right
This
this
one.
And we're back. Good Monday evening to all of you that are listening, all of you are tuned in, and Marcus Bowers TV, you as well. Good evening to you.
Hey, we know we don't say good evening.
We don't say good evening.
Or good Monday or no, it's happy Monday.
Is it?
Happy
Why you don't say good evening?
I'm a
Good-
happy
good
person,
Monday.
man.
Okay, me too.
You're not a good person?
I'm happy, I'm good, but I'm happier than good.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
What makes a person happy? You know what I'm saying? I know to each his own and all that good stuff. But some people would say, well, if I was rich, then I'd be happy. Some people would say if I had kids, then I would be happy. But for your case, Marcus, what makes you happy?
Well, I'm going to use the word that we just played off of, good. I think when you find the good in every situation, then you're happy. Like, no matter what happens in my life, I find the good in it. And just found a reason to smile about it. Like, I just cut somebody off on the freeway trying to get here, and they flipped me the bird and everything. And I was happy on the inside, you know, because I made it here. You know what I'm saying? I had to sacrifice them to get here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy.
You cut them off?
I mean, I did. I really did.
I believe you.
I rolled the window down, too. They look like they're about their life. I'm like, we can get out and box it out.
You wouldn't
If
let
you
them
really
do that.
Please don't do it. We need you here on the
That's
show.
not a good business. That's not a good business decision.
No, not at all. Not a good
What?
business
3
decision.
said, hey man, we can fight. I thought we were talking about going to church.
Micah, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm doing the things I set out to do, and God got me on the rest.
Hey,
Grossman?
what makes me happy?
Yeah.
Hennessy!
Did you say Hennessy on the radio?
Then my sister was happy.
I know that. Jazz Anderson.
For me,
Hennessy is Dixie Road. That's over there.
I'm a Patron female, so.
We ain't talking about alcohol. We talking about making you happy, man.
What in life makes you happy?
I
Jazz
think
Anderson.
doing what I love, you know.
Mhm.
But then at a point, I kind of had to go back to the drawing board because it seemed like I had everything I wanted, and
Mhm.
still wasn't happy. And this happened like towards last year, into last year. So it's kind of weird for me to be in that position and like, hey, you're making money,
You
you're
got
doing
everything
what you,
you
love,
want.
you're in a good place with your family.
Mhm.
You know, you have somewhat of a love life. So for me, it was kind of like, why aren't you happy? So I think it just, just had to go to church and get my mind right.
Come on,
so
church.
I guess God made me happy.
Amanda, what make you happy, man? What make you happy? First off, she brought up church. So, did you go to church on New Year's, Ms. Jazz?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you one of them. All right, Amanda, what makes you
You know what's
happy?
funny? to play off of what he said, I've been in
One of them.
several New Year's situations where I can be wherever I was, and 30 minutes before 12, I will rush to the congregation, to the church, so I can mentally say I was at a church. That's where I am. I do that. It's crazy. I know some people probably think I'm crazy, but what makes me happy, number one, is my children, and number two, I'm still trying to find that out. So I'm in search for that.
That knight in shining armor, that's what that means, man.
That's what it
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
That's
That
what it
does
means,
not
man.
mean I'm looking for a man.
That's what happiness is for some women. Y'all wake up looking for that knight in shining armor.
I beg to differ. I beg your pardon. Because that's not my
You
case.
sleep in the middle of your bed, huh?
Laid
I
out.
know.
Lane, you know what? Crossway.
I don't even know who it's called. In the middle.
Oh man, he said you
Don't
got
even
no
think
man.
You think I'm
Oh
right?
So ain't no favorite side. Huh?
Ain't no favorite side. One pillow.
Man.
What my pill at? Ain't in
I was
here.
going somewhere with this.
Hey, that was worth getting out the bed today to hear
It
that.
sure was.
He said you sleep in the middle of the bed.
You know what? And look, they ain't got no
Oh,
problems with it.
man.
You know what? We got Jazz Anderson today.
Yeah.
And she's got, what we need a Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Wrong set of
You know what?
samples.
Jazz Anderson, there you go. Jazz Anderson.
Hey, let's ask Jazz. Jazz, what's your favorite side of the bed? So we'll know whenever a guy comes
I
around,
sleep
we
on
know
the right
what side
side.
he gonna be on. He
I
gonna
sleep
be
on
on
the right side. Yes,
Okay,
we get on
he
the
gonna
right.
be on the left. Fellas, if you here, follow her on Instagram. Just know that you gonna be sleeping on the left side. You know?
No plug over there.
You can't charge your phone on that
No.
side.
Who thinks of this? What? There's no plug.
Don't be dead till tomorrow.
Make it
This
work.
boy crazy. Hey, happy birthday to LL Cool J. All
Yeah.
right.
What?
I heard them playing that song "I Need Love" and all that kind of stuff,
Me
and
too.
I'm like, okay.
Valentine's Day coming up, man.
That guy can. I think a muscle ball, man. Put his
Hey.
face in the sand.
Hey,
Hey,
so look, I'm full of questions, man. Is LL Cool J abs real? Because that's the only 50-year-old I know
that look like he do.
with an 8-pack. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
No,
trying
no,
to chill
no.
out. We seen your little kid.
Look at,
yeah. I got them. Pew, pew.
Got a whole loaf of bread under
Well,
there.
LL Cool J.
All right, you know what? We've got some love songs. Is it a love song? You got a song that you're
Oh.
going to give us in a minute.
Okay, it's not really a love song.
Okay, tell us about it. What's the
Okay,
name of
so
it first?
It's called Roll With You, and I did it with DJ XO. It's featuring DJ XO. And it's kind of just about not having a title necessarily, but just someone you rock with, you vibe with, and that, you don't see where it goes. I'm 22, so labels and all that.
Hold on, we ain't asked you all that yet. Hold on.
I'm
hold
just
on.
giving like
but
a
that doesn't make
backstory to it.
sense.
Yeah, I don't really.
You're not looking for
yeah.
titles. I don't know young people that don't look for titles.
No, not that, because I'm not a hoe, but I mean, like, guys my age don't be serious either.
I
So,
believe you.
at my age, I'm kind of just like going with the flow.
You seem very mature. Like earlier when we were talking.
Yeah, I got time.
Let's hear the song. Let's
Transfer on the bus.
judge by the song that we're about to play. One more time, tell us the name of the song is.
This is Roll With You by Jazz Anderson and DJ XO.
Let me roll with you, baby.
You can turn it up.
Man, to me,
A little bit.
my car got towed. So I need to roll with you.
Yeah, that's a nice.
You didn't do the Slim Thursday, did you?
What was that?
You didn't do the one on our side. There's some more females in the house.
Really? Yeah. I don't think that was my girl.
Yeah, I hosted, but by the girl, I was already out there. Come on, man.
The last event I went to was Pimp C's shoe release. He did something with Ewan and his wife Shannara invited me out. So it was me, Megan Thee value, you did not pay. That was the last thing I did.
That was not too long ago, right?
That was like 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago? I was supposed to
I don't perform. I haven't performed like anything because I have no music. So I don't like my own.
And we're going to re-ask that question.
Okay, that's fine.
When you say PLC, people get excited.
And I'm excited to be
I
alive.
follow him on Instagram even though he's not here.
You got IG? Somebody got an IG page?
Really?
Oh my God. PLC got IG, man. I'm serious. You want me to pull it up?
I'm great.
What my boy you got?
So we want you to pull it up.
This is my song right here.
You want to follow it?
Can we mention?
Scroll
Yes, of course.
on. Scroll today. Oh, I know it. Scroll on.
I like this song. This is nice.
1 minute.
And this name of the song is Roll With You. You can sing this out.
Ain't no mileage on the dash. Stand up.
Roll with you, okay? I see what you're doing. I like
Thank
this.
you, thank you.
So that's you and EXO.
EXO, yeah, DJ EXO, yeah.
I like that song.
Thank
I
you.
could put that in my little downloadable.
Really?
I
Hold
would
on,
say
hold on,
CD, but they don't do CD.
I'm with it. So the song, I'm not about the lyrics.
Okay.
The lyrics say, hey, you know, you ain't looking for no wife. You just trying to have a good time type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the lyrics. You anti-relationships? Is that
No, I'm not anti-relationship, but I think at my age, at 22, it's kind of, I see guys not really serious. You know, the ones I did like, they kind of messed me over. So I think I'm at the point now where I'm just having fun. I'm still finding myself at the same time. And I think that just plays into the project, Separation Anxiety. It's just my coming of age story in general.
Don't
So-
like first.
Hmm?
Don't like first.
Don't like
Don't
first.
like
What that
first.
mean?
That's a whole rule in life of relationships. Don't like him before he like you is what you're saying.
Oh,
Is that what you're saying?
no, I don't go across
Okay.
that. They always like me first. But
You know what? That's a shame that we have to think like
Well,
that.
speaking of like, I like the song. I think
you.
it's
Yeah,
really
go
beautiful.
into that. They're gonna take you
Shout out to
somewhere
DJ
else
EXO,
with this
you know what I'm
song.
saying?
Because people do that. Why the woman can't like first?
You can. It's just that, you know, he might not like you back.
yeah, I don't
So
risk
what?
it with that. I don't risk it with that. I got to see where you at. And me too is like, because we talk about this on Basketball Wives too. I'm a virgin. So me at 22.
Girl, say it again, everybody. Hold on. Speak again. Say it on my mic
I'm
too.
a virgin, y'all. And I'm just saying that because we talk about it
Man,
on the
come
show, so
on.
most people know.
Yeah.
So for me at 22, y'all ain't trying to hear that. They're
You are
like,
so
okay,
mature.
you pretty, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna waste time.
Trying to
with
hear
you.
that 35.
Like, look,
Yeah.
I'm mad now. I'm like,
Trying to hear that
what?
40.
You know what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
I thought you said I was 22 in the first. I started looking at my phone. You playing for me?
Yeah. Say my jokes for the next one.
Yeah. That's y'all interview over there. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Scrolling through his phone.
You ain't got no miles, man. None. That car started right up. No miles on that thing. Vroom, vroom, vroom. That bitch old school Greg up. That's old school. 22 in the version, it fly right up. In the winter, in the summer.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. But I could really keep up the good work, man.
That's a great word. Real talk.
I'm just saying I couldn't. Right now in 2019, you're a couple of Instagram likes away from getting to know somebody in their
Come
rock.
on.
You know, so
It just
if you
take
can
a
keep
few
it on
years.
lock, even after what society is
Yeah.
putting in your face right now,
Correct.
I commend you for
I
that,
think it's
man.
because
do too.
how my mom raised me. Thank you.
And tell me who your mama is.
Tammy Roman from basketball.
Come on, one more time for Tammy.
That's like how I'm raised. That means
Yeah.
she put you in the hell out.
I would say, yeah, your mama, you was too scared. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. You was too, I know your mama. Nah.
So what is it like having a celebrity mom though? I think that's pretty.
Your mom's cool though, I know that.
Thank you. To me, she's just mom. So, it's kind of like, but I will say the way she is on TV is the way she is in person. You know,
But
a
you
lot
have
of-
to be different because you're her daughter. Like you can't just be a regular 22-year-old.
Oh, exactly. No, right. That's true. And she does tell me that, like, when you're out, certain things you can't do. But me, just how I was raised, I don't do a lot of stuff that I shouldn't be doing anyway, So it's kind of, I'm the same person in front of the camera, off of the camera. So it's like, I don't really run into that often. But to me, she's just mom. Now, if I do get out of line, she would text me with the quickness or call me up, So it's like, but I have that respect for her. We're very close. We're like best friends. So.
Do you feel like you have to live under her shadow? Like you have to meet a certain expectation?
Yeah, I do. Being also too that my dad's Kenny Anderson, it's kind of like in places that, your parents, your dad was in the NBA, your mom is, a reality star, so it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? Like, okay, you're in this field, but are you gonna take off how they
Do you
did?
get nervous about things like that? Like looking into the future, do you get nervous about not doing what the public, your parents,
Right.
any of those people think that you should be doing?
Well, my parents, my mom is my biggest fan. Me and my dad just we're on our way to a better relationship. So in terms of them, they're gonna support me, regardless. But a lot of the pressure does come from outsiders who are in the industry, who are looking at me, and they're like, oh, your daughter's dope, she's this, she's that, okay, we waiting on this project, from labels, from stuff like that. So I have been feeling a lot of pressure lately, just with more celebrities reaching out, more labels reaching out. I'm kind of like, yikes.
Is that where separation anxiety comes from? The name of the project?
Yeah, pretty much, actually, yeah. Separation anxiety, it's kind of like when you're afraid to let go. And I felt like a lot of people, they have seen me grow up on TV. I was on Basketball Wives when I was 13, and I'm 22 now, and I'm on it every season. So I've had people tell me, like, wow, we saw you grow up, like you and your sister grow up. And like,
alone now?
yeah, so when I leave next month, we do it again, so it's kind of like, people have told me, like, that's crazy how we just watched you evolve as, like, a girl to now a woman. So for me, they have this, perception of me that they don't want to let go of. Exactly. So for me,
That
separation.
little Bow Wow syndrome.
Yeah.
Separation anxiety for me was kind of like, you guys have it, not me. Like, everyone thought with the title, I was saying I have it. I was like, no, I'm comfortable.
That's
with my
good. You
skin.
turned that thing right around.
Yeah, I was like, no, I know who I am now.
Yeah, y'all don't know who I am.
I was
Who I
like,
become.
y'all don't know because you guys are focused on who I was when you saw me on Sign.
So, baby Tupac, let's talk about these Tupacs. I mean, these tattoos you got.
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
anytime you got tattoos on your
Is
hand,
that's
I
a
feel
Yeah,
good
my
thing.
mom was so mad at
I
this.
feel like
You
that.
got
You know what I'm
it.
saying? It's got a couple of
That's
them.
right.
Yeah,
Don't be mad at them.
This is not a henna tattoo.
No,
That's
I
real.
don't do hennas. I don't do hennas.
How many
this
tattoos
is
you got?
Rose. I have like 20.
20
Yeah, I have a
tattoos.
lot of tattoos.
20 tattoos,
Yeah.
man.
She
We
got
got
birds.
What's your Instagram name? What's your
She got
Instagram
birds.
name? Yeah, I'll check out the Instagram name, see the tattoos. You got at least
Jazz
one picture
Anderson.
up there with the tattoos showing, right? You
Yeah,
gotta check them
no,
out.
Jazz Anderson. So this was a rose because I have a rose up here too. It's supposed to be for my grandma.
Okay.
She passed away.
Sure.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mhm.
So that's this, and then this one, just 3 things I love: music, God, and love.
Man.
With the crown, my mom hates it. She was like, "You look like you went to jail." She was like, "Why did you tie your hands up?"
Thug life.
I was like, "Yeah, I got it when I was like 19. Living on the edge." But that was living on the edge for me to get my head started. So
I know we've got another song that I want to play.
Which one?
What's the name of the song?
it's called "Love You."
You Have Love You?
Yes.
All right. So you know what? Go ahead and introduce this song, and we'll go right into
This
it.
is "Love You" off my new project, Separation Anxiety.
Yeah, for you.
I do a lot of my work in LA though. But when I worked out here, I worked a lot with EXO. And like DJ Cho.
So you live in LA still? Back and forth? You was in Monica Dale, wherever you want to? Have to go, lady. Marcus, what is it? Is it legal?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But I don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't really know him personally. I think I'm happy.
Oh, really? I heard him on XO.
You remember EXO yet? Man, EXO's hey, that boy's a fucking freak when it comes to music.
You got paid.
That's all I got to say.
EXO's a fucking freak.
Yeah, he's very talented. Super talented.
Man, none of these southern boys that talk you out the drawers, man, that is amazing to me. That is amazing to me, man.
Say they be trying, but they still had a key out.
Because then I'll bring their name up and my friend be like, girl, he was in my DM too. I'll be like, ah, never.
That's normally how it happens. You
Yeah.
start doing your cat pass. You start trying
Yeah.
Who know him?
Exactly. And all my friends like me. Oh, girl.
Be out of there. You gotta get your
Oh,
own
man,
money.
you show so much of him. But dude, he was out. That boy has some knowledge.
I remember, man, we used to come out to the crib before they really just got lost. Yeah, like I had to order. Everybody used to like to order.
This conversation.
She was like, sign, he called boy, what y'all doing? Sign, man. He said,
Wow.
yeah, the last time I seen him, man, when he passed, he still remembers it.
Yeah. Oh, I missed my haircut today, but.
What's crazy, man? My mom was fucking upset. She was like,
Oh, you had it? I did. We had to deal with them. When I first. Yeah.
Which one was your mom?
Step by y'all, 20 seconds.
First started.
Oh, okay, y'all start over.
Okay, Marcus.
That's cool.
What's the name of the song? Love?
Love you. Yeah.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday again, man. 102.5 FM, amazing radio. Look, we just listened to a song called What Again?
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Say it one more time.
Love you.
I just wanted to say it again because it sounds like she's telling me she loved me. You know what I'm saying? You know what it sounds like?
virgin.
Love you. I love
Y'all
you
been a
back.
good couple.
I love you back. And I
Y'all
love
should
the
have brought that
song.
out now.
Good motor.
Amanda, what you think about the song?
I like the song. You know what? I like Jazz Anderson as a person
Thank
even
you.
better.
Thank you.
Learning things about people like this
Mhm.
changes everything.
Yeah.
It
I feel
changes
like,
everything.
I always say I feel like I don't do enough interviews. Like, because a lot of people tell me, we like your music.
No, you always call in. You're a call in.
Yeah, I'm a caller.
Yeah, this. Hey,
You know
have
what,
a,
though?
hey, you have a reputation around the media for that. You're a call in.
Well, you know what? So we're even more honored to have you here in studio
Thank you.
today.
Thank
And you're always welcome to the Amanda Sapp Show. Let me just throw that out there. If you ever feel like you need a presence, if
I
you want to
appreciate that.
come in studio and talk, me, Crazy C, Marcus Bowers, DJ Nightcap, comedian Grossman, we're here.
Thank you.
I want to know about the industry. So right
Okay,
now,
yeah.
you go from LA to Houston. You know, people feel like they need to leave Houston to follow their dreams and things like that.
Everybody
So
feels
my,
like
my
that.
question to you is, you know, can you do it from here?
Okay, so to that I say this. I moved here when I was 4 years ago. I moved here 4 years ago, so I'm not a Houston native. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really relate to.
But you moved here.
Right, and I know that some people have told me, you can't speak on that because you weren't born and raised here. But my opinion on it is, Houston is dope musically, but it's not one of the music capitals, if we're being honest. It's Atlanta, hands down, LA, and New York.
Why do you feel that is?
I'm not sure, because I think it's equally talented everywhere, but I even had to leave LA and go to Atlanta. You know, to work with Jazzy Faye, to get in labels' faces. Because before it was like, oh, we heard of you, but we didn't really know about you. Like, we didn't care to know
Why
about
you
you.
don't
because
just, hey,
were
my
in
mom
Atlanta.
is who she is. I'd be
No,
going
no,
into
you don't want to
Do you have a video?
No, I don't get it like that, huh?
You have a video out?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, my song Round the Way had a video to it, and that's what got me my management deal with Tony Neal. That's what got me in a lot of label meetings, got me working with Jazzy Faye. So that was just a video that I shot in Fifth Ward, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh, really?
like, yeah.
Okay.
That's the hood for those of you
I
listening.
didn't thank you.
And it touched
Atlanta.
Atlanta because Honorable Zeno produced it, so it touched Atlanta.
Oh, that's a big producer
Yeah,
right there. I love all this.
That-
Yeah.
It's okay. Before you go any further.
Uh-huh.
So we asked you about how it is
Right.
working in Houston. But you did it, to me it's smart. You're touching different regions. You're bringing people from over there,
Exactly.
come over here, come work with me in
Right.
Houston, you know.
And a lot of people, I understand, a lot of people can't do that when they
Sure.
first start out, you know. But I feel like that's, you gotta have the city behind you, and then you can expand. So even myself, I rep Houston. Like when people out, they ask me, I
do all
rep
of this,
Houston. Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, I
nothing
throw it
Your
up
fingers was kind of wrong
sometimes.
with the H, man.
Yeah, I
So-
know.
You were that. That wasn't the H. That was the you were that.
So,
I don't know.
for me, it's like you want the city behind you because they're who ultimately is going to catapult you to the next level. You know, like what Drake did for Canada. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to. You don't want to leave you shouldn't leave where you're from or where you're repping and then try to put on there. It's like now you're dealing with that competition too. So, to answer your question, I feel like you should want to leave eventually because you want to be, hopefully, a global international artist. You should never just want to be popular in the city. But I think it starts with the city rocking with you where you're
Who's the
from.
person that you open up for that you like the most?
That I like the most? Okay, let's see. When I opened up for Cardi B, it was on, it was BET Music Matters, and it was in New York, and that love out there was crazy. Like I had never, because you know New York are like hip hop heads. They're about lyricism and all that.
And
So
they will boo you too. They will.
so at first I was like, this is gonna be a tough
I
crowd.
couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you
And then I
did
got
that's
out
what you
there
did in
and
New
it
York,
was-
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I got out there, they was like after the show, can I get a picture? Kind of like I felt like, wow, I'm already on. You know what I'm saying?
So when you felt like you was already on, how did you humble yourself and say, I'm not on? Well,
Oh
I'm
no,
not
I
on.
knew when I left.
Let me out, get a big head. Yes, I'm on.
no. You know, I had labels in the audience as well watching me, so it was kind of just as an artist, you always want to stay humble because you can always get better. Like, and I've turned down deals as well, so it's kind of just like
What kind
it
of
wasn't
deals?
the right position. Label deals.
You was like, no, it ain't good.
And I tell people that like when artists sign so fast,
Mhm.
and I say I don't, they're like, well, you don't have to, and I'm
You
like,
don't
but
have to.
people don't know my pockets. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That's what I tell them all the time. Like,
Yeah,
you
they
don't know
do.
my pockets.
They know your pocket.
No, I'm just saying, you know, so it's like,
Yes.
They know it.
money should never, I get for some people, it's like, no, I gotta provide for my family, but at the end of the day, if you're passionate about your craft, you're not gonna take these whack 360 deals, or I've had deals where they wanna change me. You know, we wanna make you more appealing to teenagers, and I'm like, I don't want no young girls, young boys in the crowd like that. Like, no, I wanna look out and see people my age and up. Or 18 and up, you know what? Because I cuss, yeah. So I'm like, no.
You know the old model. She ain't no old model.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm just like, wow, like,
You did say that.
I'm cussed.
I cuss, you know?
Cuss your head off.
My grandmama raised me. I cuss.
In my music, I do cuss.
I know that now.
You better watch out for these cusses coming at you.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
In my music, I do cuss. So the deal was pretty much like, we're gonna water you down, make you bubble gum. Like you can't even talk about certain things, you know. So that was what I was pointing at.
Everyone cusses on their album. I haven't heard an album yet that nobody cuss. Only person I know that did not cuss was Heavy D. Did not cuss.
On no album, on no project.
You know this? That's R&B.
Hey, remember when Lil Wayne didn't cuss?
Yes.
But now he kissing
Yes,
dudes
I
on the
do.
mouth and stuff. He was just, you know, you kind of transform over time. You go from one extreme of not doing something
Yeah,
to
yeah.
What's it called? Yeah. Get some music.
I think it's good that you're taking your, you know, what's thrown at you and actually reading between the lines to make sure that it's something that you want to do.
Right. Yeah.
So we commend you on that tip.
her shirt, her sweater says, pray for this.
Yeah.
What are you praying for right now, Jay?
Which I need,
What the F are you praying for right now, Jay?
which I want one of these before.
It's from a line called God is Dope.
Man, I buy from that line.
It is.
Yes, I got like 3 of their units.
They're
Yes, I buy from that line.
So for me, I'm just praying for genuine happiness. We kind of touched on it at the beginning. Just the older I get, I'm starting to see, you know, things aren't genuine. Some things aren't genuine, whether it's friends, relationships, business deals.
I'm glad you brought that up because before I asked that question, I was sitting here thinking like, with you being who you are, having the mom that you have, the dad that you have, everybody's popular around the U.S. How do you cipher out the fake friends from the real friends?
Right. Well, a lot of my friends I've had like for years. You know, I don't really. You know, I have a hard time meeting and bringing people into my circle. If that answers your
No,
question.
you're right. We ain't let nobody else in our circle.
I'm not
It's
a
just us
jerk.
here.
Yeah, but like.